Welcome to World of Rockhounds. I'm Kyle. Today we're going to be digging at a local petrified wood feed dig site here in Sweet Home, Oregon. I'll put the contact information for this property in the description below. That way, if you're in the Sweet Home, Oregon area, you can call ahead and schedule a time to come out and dig. So let's start digging. All right, and here is our tool list: a small shovel, big shovel. Brought a couple of backups just in case I break one. A couple rock picks, pry bar, and then a crowbar in the back of the truck just in case. And I got a pickaxe here just in case. Plenty of water for myself, a bucket, snacks, and a cart. All right, we're out here in the field right now. There's no one else out here, and I'm gonna look around the pits first before I start actually digging in some of these open pits. This area looks like it's been hit pretty hard since the last time I've been here. I've been actually digging in this particular part of the field several times. I was here when the owners actually opened up the pit, and we found some pretty cool stuff, and it's a really good spot, at least in my opinion. I even found a carnelian agate limb cast, and I'll show the picture here in this video. I even found another petrified limb when Chris was out here one time. I wasn't even here to dig, and I found a limb cast like 5 feet behind him. It wasn't from his tailings, it was from someone else's tailings, so it just kind of goes to show to check the tailings first before you actually start doing any digging. So let's do that, and then we'll get to it. So here we got a piece of wood. I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, but this is the heart right here, and so we got some crystallization going on here in some spots. Unfortunately, the heart doesn't go all the way through. But you know, I'll be leaving this here for someone else to come get, because that would still take a pretty good polish if we took an angle grinder to it and polish this at the end up and put out in the yard. So if you live in the Oregon area, it's out here in the field. If you want to come get it. My favorite part is actually coming out here after a long season of people digging when the rains hit and it washes everything off. And then I can actually come out here and find some pretty cool stuff. There is wood literally everywhere out here. You can find wood, agates, jaspers. There's some other stuff too that isn't quite even worth taking. But it's everywhere, and I just spotted that piece right there, and I really gonna go check it out. What we got here? Now, nothing worth really taking or even looking at. From a distance, it looked like it could have been something worth something, but not really. All right, just walking around and just picked up this piece, a little bit of carnelian agates right there. Take this piece back to the bucket to wash it off and see if it's worth taking home and cutting open. It's a little light, but we'll see. So here's where I want to dig. It's right in here. Found an agate. Get that washed up, and then that's going on for sure. Now you can find agates anywhere out in this field. Find jaspers and petrified wood anywhere out in this field, and limb casts and logs and rounds. Just everyone has their own, I guess, special spot. This particular spot has been okay to me so far. And to be fair, there's no spot in the field where I've dug before. I found some cool stuff, but for whatever reason, I just keep coming back to this spot, and it hasn't disappointed me yet. Now I try to dig kind of from the top down. That way I'm not having to dig a cave into the wall. And if I do end up digging the cave, I always make sure to get rid of the overburden, so it's not someone else's problem. It's not liability. One thing to note about this field too is there are cows, and one of the owner's requests is that you don't bother the cows. Another thing is too, if you have snacks with you, water bottles and wrappers and stuff like that, take them back with you. Don't leave them out in the field, please. You know, that goes for everywhere else too. If you're digging somewhere, you're rock hounding, you bring that kind of stuff with you, take it back with you. Don't leave it out there. We definitely want to be able to keep places like this open for everybody else. And there are people that prefer to go out in the wilderness to find their own wood without having to pay for it. So like I said, this is a feed dig site, but you know, I've been coming in here for years now, and I personally like just being able to know that I can for sure come out with something, and I'm okay paying for it, and everyone is different. Tell you what though, I am out of shape. Spending months stuck at home does not bode well for my physique. One thing I do want to point out too is that at the moment of recording this video, there is a porta potty before you enter the field. So do not poop in the field. They have a porta potty. Same thing with going number 1. Use the porta potty, please. Yeah, now we're getting to where I want to be here in this layer. So right here, and every part of this field is different, and there's different depths to different areas. You got your regular soil, and then sometimes you got an ash layer, and then a lot of times you actually hit clay, and a lot of times right on top of the clay layer you'll actually get a lot of like weird cobble stuff, and then a lot of the petrified wood just sitting right on top. And I've even found some pretty cool agate or carnelian agate that's kind of in that layer. And then this is actually that same pocket where I found the carnelian limb cast sticking straight vertical into the ground. And I was really hoping to find the other side, because one side looked pretty worn down, but the other side looked kind of fresh. And I was hoping, man, that would have been so cool to find a super long piece of carnelian limb cast. But I didn't. But that's okay. It's just one of those things that just keeps you going. I'm done digging at this pit for now. I did find some relatively cool stuff. That rock that's on the ledge there, that's kind of what I found in the pit. Alright, we're back up at the entrance to the field, getting ready to weigh out. Oh, there's the scale right there. Bam. Bam. There's the scale. But yeah, that's the field. We were somewhere way over there in the far corner. And this is the discard pile where people have sorted what they dug and kind of decided what they wanted to keep and what they didn't want to keep. Alright, and here are the finds. So just to try to keep this kind of brief, this piece I had actually dug out of the wall first. It was so awesome to pull this agate out of the wall just within a couple minutes. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, each one of these pieces has a little bit of character. This one's got some agate banding. You can see kind of some of the cell structures going on in the wood rings. And that's why I kept that one. And this one was another one that was very unique to me anyway. I think this would be technically considered a picky pocket rot, and that's pretty much where the wood was rotting before it had solidified, petrified. And you can kind of see that here in the cell structures here. You see it was kind of rotting away. And even the outside looks like it was in the process of rotting. So this will take a great polish. And this is another cool, unique piece I really liked. Just a piece of petrified wood with some carnelian agate and some betroyal agate all in one. This just kind of goes to show that there's a good diversity of stuff that you can find out at this ranch. And again, I'll put the address down below in the description, as well as the contact information to be able to schedule a time to go out there and dig if you're in the area. So I do want to point out the important reason why you want to go through tailings. This guy right here. Look at the agate that goes through this piece. This will take a great polish. It's not as crazy on the other side, but on this side it'll look pretty awesome. Yeah, I got a lot of jasperized woods, and this is also found in the tailings. This is a wood round. However, the rings are not very visible at all. I mean, you can kind of get a small hint of some ring action there, but it's not the best. And it's pretty thin too, so if I try it, I could probably get a cut. I could probably cut this in half. It just won't be very cool on the inside. So this is more of an example piece of what you can find out there. And even if you find something super cool, there's a chance that it might not have something super cool on the inside. It's hit or miss. But at the same time, something that's cool to you is not going to be cool to someone else, and vice versa. So everyone has their own preferences of what they like and what they don't like. So if you find something that you don't like, just throw it up on the bank, and the next person that comes behind you to kind of see what you've found might find the junk piece that you think's junk, but it would be treasure to them. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I got some jasperized wood. I got some small stuff I didn't really need to take with me, but I'm going to do something cool with this stuff, and then share it with you guys later on. And this is one of the bigger reasons why you check tailings before you start digging, because you never know what you're going to find. I walked through the tailings before I started digging, and I missed this. It wasn't until I took my little snack break to refuel, and I was walking around, my camera was not even on me, and I looked down and I found this in the tailing pile. Nice little petrified limb with some carnelian agate crust. You can kind of see the rings. I'm not too entirely sure if this is going to take a polish, but what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take a cut off this end here, and then I'm going to attempt to polish it. You know, go through the whole process of sanding and see what happens. Don't know until you try, right? So those are my finds. Again, I found this one, and this one in the tailings. The rest were I dug out of the wall, and then this right here is the one that I took out on the way to the truck. It's got the heart right here. My plan is to eventually take the angle grinder and grind down the surface here, polish it up, and throw it in the backyard for a display piece. Those are the finds. Alright, so thanks for stopping in and watching the video. If you like the video, leave a like. If you guys want to leave comments, leave a comment down below. They're always appreciated. I always try to respond to them the best I can. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel. And I will see you guys Thursday. And until then, rock on.